Hi again, everybody. Chris Tisdale here. Thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to continue my series on geometry and geometric constructions using a circle arc template and a straight edge. And in particular, the straight edge is going to have a limited length. And one of the amazing things that this video is going to talk about is the problem or the challenge of joining 2 points when your ruler or straight edge is not long enough. So that's sort of the basic idea. Now, in previous videos, we looked at constructing parallel lines and midpoints. I'm going to use that in today's video. So let me share my screen with you and we can delve a little bit deeper. So this is the tool we're going to use. It has a circle arc template and some straight edges. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to imagine the straight edge is only between these two marked points, P and Q. That also happens to be exactly the radius of our circle arc template. So the problem that we're going to look at today is something like this. Oh, actually, before I do that, here is the quick construction of what we did with parallel lines. So there's a AB is a given line, C is a point, construct a parallel line. So it uses a rhombus. And here is the construction where you're given a line segment AB and you want to find the midpoint M. You do this, construct this perpendicular bisector EM. So we're going to use both of those things today. Now, this will be quite a long video, but let me just show you what the actual problem is, right? So you've got a point, say B, and another point, say C, right? So let's call that B and C. And what I want to do is to use my straight edge to connect them somehow. But if the straight edge is only this distance here from P to R, there's no way of actually connecting it in any kind of rational way. So what do we do? Okay, well, the basic strategy is to draw a line segment from B and from C that connect, and then find the midpoint of this BC. So I can connect a shorter bit and a shorter bit and then get them both connected. Okay, so that's the basic idea. So let me show you how it all works. The first thing I'm going to do is, and this is quite a long video, I'm going to use my straight edge, just go up here and then continue it on a bit, right? And then I'm going to use this one here and I can go up there and I'm going to get a point of intersection. Let's call that A. All right. Now what I'm going to do is bisect AB, bisect AC, and form a parallelogram. Okay. So I'll just extend these a little bit more just because I'll need those in a minute. Yeah, I can do this because I'm not ruling more than the length of this at any one time. I just need to be careful with lining it up. Okay, that should be enough. All right, so the first moves or set of moves that we're going to do is to bisect AB. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to put our center on A and actually is lining up with B here, but that's not a big problem. And draw an arc. Then I'm going to put it on B. And draw another arc. Then I'm going to, so let's call this new point, I don't know, D. And I'm going to draw a segment from A to D and from B to D. I can do that because my straight edge is going to be long enough. It's going to be a radius, so it's going to actually be exact. Here we go. And another one from from D to B. Okay, so I've got this triangle in here. What I'm going to do is choose any arbitrary point, say on DB, and then form a parallel line to BA. Okay, so I'll get this parallel line, and then I'm going to go with the diagonals similar to what we did in the previous video, right? Then you join these two things and extend it, and you get your midpoint. So let's do that. So I'll choose a point there. Let's say that's E. And I want to construct a line that's parallel to AB through the point E. Okay, so that's just basically constructing a rhombus. So we did that back in another video over here. So let's see if we can make that work. Okay, so now we've got a new point, say F, and I can join F and E because it's a radius and connect that through. Then let's connect that through so it cuts our triangle along both these arms. Okay, so let's call that G. Okay, so now I can go diagonal, diagonal, get a new point, and then join that. And the new point on the blue line will be the midpoint of AB. That's okay to join. This one's also okay to join. It's not too long. And I get a new point, say, what are we up to? H. So let's connect D with H and continue it, and I'll get my midpoint. Running out of colors here fast. There's so many moves. There we go. So I'll continue that. There's our midpoint. Okay, so let's call that I. Okay, so we now want to do the same thing with AC. We'll get another point here, and then we'll form some kind of parallelogram, which gives us that midpoint of BC. And we can just put our straight edge in and make two, in this case, two constructions, just straight line. Okay, so let's now do AC. What should I use for AC? Let's use orange. Okay, so I basically want to do the same thing here over on AC. So center point at either end. Okay, and now what I can do is draw in this triangle like that. Oh, sorry, I've gone to the wrong spot there. Forget that one. There we go. So that's not included there. Just remove that one. Okay. And now I'm going to choose any point on that. Actually, let's go over here. Let's go here. Okay. So we'll forget about that one. And let's get a parallel line going through this point. Let's say, let's call that J. Parallel line through that point that's parallel to AC. So let's do that. So here we go. Now you can see I'm going to have to extend that line AC a little bit more in order for my construction to work. I can do that there. And Turn it around. You're going to get a new point up here. So what I can do now is join this point with J. Let's call this K. And I can extend it. Okay, so I get a new point, say L. All right, just like we did over here, diagonals, and then we'll connect those up. So let's go back to red. I get a new point, say M, and I can connect the apex up with that point. Okay, let's call that N. All right, so I is the midpoint of BA, N is the midpoint of CA. What I'm going to do now is construct the parallelogram AI and then a new point N. Okay, that'll give you the midpoint of BC. So again, it's just parallel lines now. Okay, so I want to construct a line through I that's parallel to AC. So let's go back and do that again. So over there. Actually, I'll make that a bit bigger. Like that. And then down here. And then turn around. Get a point there. And then I can join those up. And now I want to do so this line segment is parallel to AC. And so let's go through N and a line that's parallel to AB. Okay, so let's use, I can use green on this one. So center it and go out a couple of radii, turn it around, and get this point over here. And so now we should be okay to join those up. Yeah. And you can see this line is parallel to AB. So now we've got this new parallelogram. Let's call this O. I-O-N-A. B and O turns out to be the midpoint of BC. Okay, so now what I can do is join B with O and O with C, and then I've got the line segment BC. How amazing is that? So let's do, I guess I can do red here. So you can see O and B are close enough together for my straight edge to work. Bam. And then I can connect O with C. So there you go. That, you can see what we tried to do was to join BC with a short ruler. Okay, we found the midpoint of BC, O, and then we just did 2 bits. Now that's kind of amazing, right? I find it amazing because it's something that you find a lot when you're drawing or doing geometry. It's like, oh, my ruler's not long enough. What do I do? Well, this is a very long-winded way of connecting 2 points when your ruler is not quite long enough. I think it's amazing. So let me just write down the problem there. So connect B with C when the straight edge doesn't reach, or is it too short? Okay, so that's it. Whew. Well, obviously a huge construction, many moves to think about, but really you're just either computing a midpoint or constructing a midpoint or constructing a parallel line. That's it. You just got to bring them together somehow. Whew. All right. So what do you think? What do you think? I love it. I think it's just very clever. It's not particularly fast, but I do love it. Let me know what you think. I'll keep going with these videos. Join me again. All the best. Good to see you. Bye.